What's up, Pisces? This is Jesse with 44 Astro with a general tarot reading for the full moon coming up on November 27th. It's going to be at 4 degrees 51 seconds Gemini. It will be at 4:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be in the 6th mansion of the moon. I'll put a picture up of the 6th mansion of the moon. You can read about it. It's really about making friends, connections with people, but it's also understanding, right there, the give and the take in the situation, the good and the bad, the light and the dark. It's understanding the polarities. You can read about it. For Pisces Ascendant, we are talking the 3rd or the 4th house. And this moon being in Gemini is going to be about communication and learning. Going to be in the 3rd house, which is Gemini's house. So for you, communication is going to be a big thing. It is touching 3 malefic planets, the 3 malefics. It's going to be touching Saturn in a square. It's going to be touching Pluto in a trine. It's going to be touching Mars in an opposition. So the energy could be intense. It could be angry. It can be heavy. It's also going to be opposite the sun, which means it could come out into the world. So you'd be very careful of that. Only around the 27th will you really feel that. And maybe a little bit before on the 26th, a little bit on the 28th. And, you know, with 3rd and 4th house, that's the house of home. So it's the house of your home or your mother. So careful of communications with your mother. Careful around, you know, your communications around your home. It's going to be intense, heavy energy. It could be sexual energy too, because Mars rules sex. It also rules competition and anger. Pluto rules rage, strategy. He rules sex, but not the actual act of sex. It's more of like the power that it gives you. And then Saturn, he rules restriction, sickness, death, things like this. So just be wary of the heavy, heavy feelings that could be coming out this time. It will only be for a couple days, so it shouldn't be too bad. This is the card that came out for you, Pisces. You are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. Maybe did you have this last time? I don't remember. But you are good enough. Absolutely. So if you're having any confidence issues, I mean, we all do from time to time. Some of us do it more than others. It just depends on the individual. You know, however you feel, it always generally has to do with just our thoughts about ourselves, our self-image. But, you know, we're always good enough. We are who we're supposed to be. We are our design, you know. And it's wonderful, regardless of what shape it takes, how you think, how you look, whatever. You are divinely designed regardless. And that's beautiful. No matter what. And we're all here together at this time, and that's beautiful. We're all playing a role and interacting. It's lovely. And you are good enough. Now, that doesn't really give us anything too specific on the reading, but we're going to find out with the tarot cards shortly. Ooh, right there. Yeah, it looks like you're having some bad thoughts. Maybe about yourself. Maybe you're having bad dreams, because, you know, rest here. Could be about a King of Swords, or there could be a King of Swords like in your environment that you're having bad dreams about or bad thoughts about. Batten down the hatches. You're ready for battle over here. No doubt about that. You're feeling blocked or blind in the situation. Huh. Oh, that looks good, though. You're feeling blocked from your wish or your dream, actually, so maybe not so good. It's like you're fighting for it, though. The outcome looks like you're going to have to really understand that you are good enough. And you need to take charge. Pisces are very sweet signs most of the time. And, you know, they're trying to do the best for everybody in the situation, but you can't always do that, sadly. Even though it's a really awesome way to be, sadly, not everyone else is like that, so others will take advantage. So this could be the ending of a cycle. We'll see if it plays a role in the reading. You are good enough. That's what we're starting with. You know, it looks like it could be bad dreams because, you know, you got the 4 of Swords here with the 9 of Swords. So, like, 9 of Swords, he's literally in bed like he's having nightmares. And the 4 of Swords is laying there like they're sleeping. But then you also have the Knight of Swords there. So it could be like a communication in your dreams, but it also could be an individual you're dreaming about. You're having dreams and nightmares about this air sign individual. Or there could be an air sign individual that's in your life right now. I mean, it could just be communications like in your dreams that are upsetting you, but it could be an individual that is, you know, communicating to you in a really hard, or you feel is like a very harsh way in life, and you're asking about them. It could be someone that's passed that you're having dreams about, and it's really upsetting you. And it could just be the current situation. It looks like, you know, nightmares, bad thoughts, bad dreams. And it looks like you feel like this is somehow blocking you from, you know, your wish, your happiness, your abundance, because, you know, you're very defensive with the 7 of Rods there. Very defensive. And then you're feeling blocked or stuck with the 8 of Swords from whatever you're trying to accomplish. Like your hopes and dreams are like feeling abundant or fulfilled. But again, If that's the case, it's literally just your inner world, right? You need to acknowledge your inner world and communicate with it and integrate it. But you don't have to necessarily dwell on it. You can't just block it, right? If you just try to block it, you're just going to press it down to the unconscious, and it's going to shoot out in mysterious ways, and it's going to seem like fate. It's going to because you have to feel it. Your inner world wants your linear conscious world to acknowledge and feel the pain or the hurt or whatever it is that you're thinking about, or to work through it. Because if you don't feel it and acknowledge it, then it's going to keep trying to manifest itself, and then it'll come from your unconscious, and then it'll make you consciously try to manifest it, project it onto others so that it will happen to you, so that you'll experience it. And it's a terrible cycle. I mean, study Carl Jung. This happens to people. I mean, people talk about the patterns. Everything's fractal in our universe. Things happen in patterns. And if you can recognize the patterns, you can outgrow them. You can change, even alter them and change the patterns. And that's what integration is. It's not about healing from it or it going away. It doesn't do that. You just outgrow it. You accommodate it in a way that it doesn't hold the same power. It's acknowledged, and you just kind of outgrow it. But it does need to be acknowledged consciously. Now, this other path's looking all good. This other path is you being defensive, and this other path is doing what I said. Let it be what it is, and continue to live life. You know what I mean? Try to counteract a lot of the negative feelings that whatever this is making you feel, and counteract them with good feelings. Because regardless of the situation, if you can attach a negative aspect to something, the reason you can attach a negative aspect to something is because there is a positive aspect as well. Naturally, it has to be that way because it's inseparable. You wouldn't be able to call it negative if positive didn't exist. So find the positives. Look for the positives in the situation. That's not saying block it out. Feel what you need to feel. Acknowledge it the way you need to acknowledge it. But then talk it out with yourself, break it down. On this path, it looks like if you do that, and some Pisces will be on this path over here. Some will be on this path. Some people are Pisces ascendant. Some people are Pisces sun, Pisces moon. Some stelliums in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces. Whatever reason you're watching this, different timing is going to be for everyone. Some could be on this one path. Some could be on this path. Some may experience both, one to the other. Some may be in the future. Some may have already experienced it. And, some may not resonate at all. And if that's the case, try to watch your other signs. But on this path, it looks like moving forward emotionally. This is like figuring it out. This is being happy, celebration during this time of year. And that's what I would do. I would really focus on the positive, spending time with family during this time of year. 3 of Cups, Knight of Cups, moving forward, offering that cup, in that party, opening up, and then, Ace of Cups, new love, new happiness, emotional overflowing, blessings. It's wonderful. This path looks nice. You may have to graduate from this path to this path, but that path is there, which is nice. Which, like in the outcome, it's saying that you're going to have to be more emperor-like. You're going to have to really take responsibility for, even if it's something that someone else did or something that happened to someone else that makes you sad, it's still your responsibility for your system, for your mechanism, the way it works, the emotional aspect, the physical, the mental. It's all you. So you have to kind of take charge of that. Understand that it's your responsibility, all of it, right? Regardless of what happens around you. It's your choice to feel it, to feel that way or to think that way. And again, don't block anything. Acknowledge that you're thinking or feeling that way. Try to understand why, and then be like, okay, but what about this? And then start thinking about something that's maybe more positive to make you happy. Like, be in a garden. Being outside is really good. Being grounded, having your bare feet on the floor, or even outside walking barefooted, it grounds you. It can help you stay grounded and help you really work through things. Nature always helps me a lot. I always have little fuzzy animals. Like I have tons of fuzzy animals, as y'all see in my videos, because they help in that situation. This is the advice. Be strong. Be strong. Focus on the good times. Focus those thoughts on the good times. This is moving forward. Your thoughts being productive. Focusing on this aspect. What makes you happy? The holidays. That's celebrations. You get the holiday cards twice. That's the holiday cards. And having great strength. Don't let the sadness stop you from hanging around with your family. Or don't let whatever these thoughts or nightmares or because we all all of us at some point in time are going to feel like depressed or sad or whatever. It's just a natural journey of a human. That's how we understand what happiness is, through sadness, sadly. But that's also how we understand sadness or happiness is through sadness. So vice versa, they work together. They're inseparable. But as people, we have to experience them in that way so that we can learn and grow. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's okay to feel that way, but just don't let it like dwell forever. That's your responsibility, and that's what the outcome's saying. Eventually, you're going to step up, and you're going to be like, this is on me. I'm the emperor here. I'm the one that has responsibility for who I am and all. And I choose this way. I choose to move from rough waters to smooth waters, right? And then bam, new beginning, feeling better, feeling happy. Good stuff. And you are good enough. Know that. You're better than good enough. You're a divinely created being. Think about the intricacies of our design as a person. I mean, it's just so complex. Look at just creation around you. I mean, think about a tree. Like nothing, I mean, like it cycles through the seasons and how nothing is wasted. I mean, nothing is wasted. Even when we die and we're buried into the ground. I mean, we people put ourselves in coffins, which seems kind of dumb because if we just put ourselves into the ground, our physical matter will decay and become the soil and enrich it, and it becomes more. And our conscious energy moves on to the next medium. Second law of thermodynamics. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transferred to another media. Like, all energy already exists. It's hard to fathom, I know, but it's the truth. Nothing is wasted. It's amazing. The design is just beyond anything we could design on this planet. Like, we design all these cool things like vehicles and buildings, architecture, all this cool stuff, but it's nothing compared to like the design of creation. Like even just like solar systems and the way everything moves, the way everything interacts. Nothing is wasted. It all interacts in a pattern, and it's so big. Like, could you, I mean, it's hard to even fathom, what being designed that. The grand architect. I mean, we are a microcosm of that grand architect now. We do have a connection to, what that is, but it's just on the grand architect's on a much grander scale. Anyway, I'm rambling. I do that sometimes. I apologize. Actually, no, I don't. It's who I am. And I like who I am. And you should like who you are too. You are good enough. All right, let's see what this situation is here with the nightmares. Give me some cards here. Oop, right there. Get 2 8s here. 8-8. 8-8s are good. 8s are good. They're 888 is the Christ number. Represents infinity. Like 666 is supposed to be the devil number, even though it's the devil. It's the number of man. It says it in Revelations. It is the number of man. And if you think about it, what is carbon 12, which everything is based on? We're carbon-based life forms. Carbon 12 specifically. It's 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. But I'm not going to get into all that. And 888 is supposed to be like the Christ number, the higher aspect of humanity. But anyway, you got on rest. You got swiftness. Maybe you're feeling really tired, really drained. Holiday season can do that. Your dreams, could be lustful, or it's a better way to say it. Like maybe your dreams are worrying about somebody like cheating on you, like lust being the case. But it's really the strength card, and maybe it's taking a lot of strength to get through these bad thoughts and feelings and dreams, and that makes a lot of sense too. Then you have the other 8, which is the prudence, which is on the King of Swords. It's stay, and if the King of Swords represent your thoughts, it's saying stay prudent. Manage your thoughts. Be prudent in the way that you think. The card's already stopped. Some kind of change happened. You got another 8 on an 8. 8s are big for you. 888. 8s are big. That's actually a good number. It's a number of abundance. Yeah. So you're getting lots of 8s. 2 8s here. 2 8s here. Strength is the 8th card. In this deck, it's not, because it's a little different. But in this one, it is. Fascinating. Lots of 8s for you. You got some kind of change. It's a harmonious change, though. It's you. This change is like you're preparing for battle. You're preparing for whatever this change is, but you're like being defensive. Over here, it's not so much defensive. And then you got this 8 on the other 8. If you study Chaldean numerology, 8 isn't the greatest number, but I don't necessarily subscribe. Even though I've studied it, I don't really subscribe to Chaldean numerology. There's some good information in there, but I don't really like it as much. It's feeling stuck. Again, both those cards are feeling stuck. The 8 of Swords and the 8 of Cups in this deck. And this is like you not being able to see, on the 9 of Cups, you're not being able to see, or feel abundant and full and happy. But again, it's your choice. It is your choice. Mind the cat's in there playing with a It's a little thing that spins. There's a little ball inside it, and they're like playing with it. So if you hear like a ringing, that's what that is. The animals have been very rough on my videos today. They are really trying to distract. I mean, they don't mean to. They make me far more happy than they do sad. I'll say that. I'm not gonna dwell on little things like that. I'm gonna focus on their little cute fuzziness instead, because it makes me smile. But and again, that was my choice. I could be like, shut up, you're screwing everything up. But no, I'm just like, you know what? It's all good. Yeah. You know, you're going to feel recharged and energized. You know, start spending, Thanksgiving with family and Christmas with family, connecting with them. It's going to make you feel a lot more energized and a lot better. You're going to feel new. You know, it's going to help. I think it's going to help you like focus on the positive and realize that you are good enough and there are all kinds of people that love you. Yeah. Knight of Cups, moving forward, great strength. This is you having great strength and moving forward emotionally. You know, it's on that Knight of Cups, right? This is you being like, you know what? I'm not going to let the sadness or the bad dreams or the depression hold me down. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to go see my family. I'm going to do the right thing, right? And, I see the strife card here, the 5 of Rods, but it's on the Ace of Cups. So it's like, this is what you've had to overcome. You've had to overcome strife, right? You've had to overcome something that happened. Something that made you sad, something that made you depressed. Could be a person, right? However that is for you. And you had to overcome it, and you had to have great strength. But it led you straight to like feeling abundant again and good. And that's what getting around your family is going to do for you. So don't miss out on that. That's a wonderful thing. You know, the advice is good. You know, it's also saying that be strong, celebrate with your family. Don't let it bring you down. You know, there's still plenty of love out there, and like, you know, regardless of if someone was mean to you or like communicated to you badly, whether it be a spouse or a family member or a coworker or whatever, or if someone passed, right? Don't focus on what's making you sad about it. Focus on the good of it, right? I mean, it's okay to grieve. It's okay to feel sad about it. I mean, you need to acknowledge it. Like I said, acknowledge it and feel it. But once it's been acknowledged and felt, you can outgrow it. And that's a wonderful thing. And I think being around family and celebrating is going to help a lot. You know, it's moving from, but you have to get that Emperor energy. You have to be like, I've decided to be better. I'm deciding to be stronger. I'm deciding to not let this drag me down anymore. It's your choice. It looks like many of you are going to do that the exact thing. Completion. Trial of the Aeon. Feeling the futility. Okay, so like with the futility being on the Knight of Swords, elbow. That's rushing through it. Boom. That's like I'm done with it. This is you making a final decision on, going to a celebration or with your family. It's the trial of the Aeon. The Aeon is final judgment. Come on. So you're going to make that decision. I mean, it's your choice for sure. And that's what I'm saying. And it's going to complete this cycle. Your strength. Your strength is to complete this cycle. You have the strength to complete whatever this is that's been upsetting you or holding you back. That's a wonderful thing. I had my elbow activated my mouse, and you probably heard ding ding. I gotta get a better setup for all those. I don't like how the G Hub on my mouse does that. It's a program. Like if I had a different mouse, it wouldn't even do that. So I'm gonna have to eventually, once I get to the point where it makes sense for me to start really investing. I've already invested money in like editing software and stuff, but like once I really start investing in like new cameras, peripherals, stuff like that. But there's gonna have to be like some kind of return before I start really doing that. 'Cause some of that stuff can be real expensive. And right now I'm spending money on Christmas, so it's kind of tough to do that at the moment. I mean, who knows? I'll probably cave in and do it anyway, but not during the Christmas and holiday season, because I'm going to use that money, any extra money I have for family, to give. Oh yeah, fiery. Oh yeah, happiness. There you go. On the Emperor, Princess of Wands. Could be a family member, like a young fire sign that helps you realize it. Could be like a young fire sign, like a niece, nephew, daughter, son, anything like that, granddaughter, grandson, that helps you realize that you are loved and that you are powerful and that there's those that need you, right? You could have fire in your chart, but it's most likely this is you. Like once you've actually, got that Emperor energy going for you, it's like you're standing there victorious, strong, powerful. Then you move from those stormy waters to the calm waters. And then happiness. Bam. Holidays are going to bring happiness. You're going to overcome whatever it is, and you're going to have your 9 of Cups. It's going to be nice. Come on, 9 of Cups. Some of them come in, some of them don't. But yeah, it's looking good. It's looking like maybe right now you're focusing on negativity. People do that during the holidays, especially if you've lost someone, or if you you had a spouse that you separated from, or whatever, and y'all had like a bunch of good times during the holidays. Even just thinking about the good times can make you sad because you're like, oh, I missed that, blah blah blah. But I mean, I would counteract that and focus on like the way you felt in that time and try to feel that way again, and know that you got to experience it in that way at that time, and that's freaking awesome. That's the miracle of being a human, or the miracle of life and existence. You got to experience something like that. That's amazing. Like, it may not be there now, but are you going to focus on this little moment that you created of loss? Or are you going to focus on what actually happened and feel the way you did in what really happened? Not let this momentary sadness or feeling of loss drag you into this plethora of negative feelings and thoughts, right? Focus on how you actually felt when the times were good, if that's what you're focusing on. And I think that'll help you through it. I think your family's going to help you through it too, or your loved ones, or whoever it is that you spend time with on the holidays. But anyway, Pisces, with that being said, please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. I think it helps the algorithm. Either way, you don't have to if you don't want to. I'm just grateful for the view, and I'm glad you're here. And happy holidays, and I hope to see you here again.